Hello folks, welcome to Netcruzer RC. I am at my local hobby shop, Hobby Hideaway, and we'll show a little bit more about it later, but something new came in that I ordered. I've been getting into the Mini Z's a bit. You've only seen maybe 1 or 2 videos with Mini Z, but we've been racing Mini Z here every Wednesday night. There's a Mini Z track behind me. I'm streaming on a Friday right now. Normally they swap tracks. Usually this is a Tamiya Mini 4-wheel drive track for kind of Thursday through Monday, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it's a Mini Z, and the layout changes every week. So every Wednesday night, we've been doing Mini Z. So I got a box stock MR03 just around Christmas time, 2024, and you saw me race that at the kind of the championship race, Smiths Falls, and it went well. Well, I've certainly gotten better since then, but that was a challenging layout, hard setup course. But that car has been running very well, and we'll be seeing more videos on here soon of me racing that MR04 box stock car on this track on Wednesday nights. So look forward to that. But for right now, I'm at the hobby shop, and this is at Hobby Hideaway. We just got the brand new MR04 LM. This was a car that I wanted to order. I wanted to try the LM. I almost bought an LM when we first went for my box stock, but then I was kind of talked out of it because the LM is a bit of a gray area when it comes to competitive racing, because it uses a bigger rear tire. It uses a longer body, 102 millimeter body, a bigger rear tire, and the rear pod is a little bit different. Now this is the MR04, so this is the new chassis that Kyosho came out with at the end of 2024, and as we get into 2025, almost all the new models that Kyosho is coming out with for Mini Z are going to be MR04 based. And this one again is a 102 millimeter LM chassis. It's the first MR04 LM that they've released. Before this, they came out with the gray Corvette in 2 different colors of gray. There's a gray and red and a gray and white MR04 C8R Corvette that has some of the MR04 chassis improvements in it, ready to run. So this is the first LM ready to run. We're going to unbox it now, and I just want to show you what the car is like, as well as maybe getting it set up. And I didn't expect the track to be set up today, so we might actually be able to make some laps on this track. I've got my batteries charging right now, and thanks to my sponsor for batteries, Gens Ace. Something you may not know is that Gens Ace makes AAA batteries, and these are perfect for Mini Z. So I've been running some Gens Ace batteries in Mini Z. I've also got these old Duracells that have been holding up a long time, but if you're going to go buy new batteries from a hobby shop, certainly take a look at Gens Ace. They make excellent products, and they've been a great supporter of Netcruzer and me through years and years of racing. So let's do a little unboxing of the MR04. The improvement to the MR04 is, well, we'll try and read some of it. The front knuckles have integrated kingpins. Now, the geometry improvements of the MR04 have a side effect, which is that they are not as reliable as the MR03. So you've lost quite a bit of metal in the front end, but like I said, the geometry is better. So I'm excited to try and see if I can feel that kind of steering difference. I'm shooting this on the front camera live on my iPhone. I think everything's mirrored, so you probably cannot read it, which is unfortunate. I usually never shoot on front camera, but I do for lives so I can see what's going on and when chat pops up. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to see. So we will start this unboxing. These Mini Z's are beautiful. The other reason why I wanted this car is because look at how bright it is. The MR03 LMs that are recently on the market they have a black Sauber Mercedes. It's all black with like a circuit printed design on it, as well as they have an all silver one. This body is not new to the Mini Z world. It's been around for many years, but I just wanted it because look at how bright it is. You want to be able to see a car this small on track. It's an important factor for Mini Z racing, which I will explain in other future videos too. So yeah, let's get this car out of its little cocoon here. I gotta remember how you get these out. I think I gotta cut the box bottom off. And I am choosing to buy another ready to run instead of going to an Evo. And you might be thinking that's a little bit silly, because what I do plan on doing is running this in the AAA class, I'm going to keep my MR03 for box stock. I'm going to run this new MR04 in what's called AAA Super Stock, which allows me to have more modification room. So I plan on running the box stock car, but with the X-Speed faster motor, as well as some of the front end strengthening that's going to be required for a Mini Z, and it just lets me do a little bit more tweaking to this ready to run platform without having to pay the Evo tax. And I say that because when you buy an Evo, you're getting a brushless based Mini Z, which is different, quite a bit different. If you're buying an MR04 Evo, you're getting a brushless based system, which is great, but they do not come with a receiver built in. They don't come with a couple of things that you do need. They don't come with a body. They don't come with tires. They don't come with wheels. They don't come with a receiver. So if you are a Fly Sky Noble fan, the big benefit of a ready-to-run Mini Z is if you buy the little module that goes into the radio base on a Noble, or if you buy the Mini Z MB4 Plus that comes in the kind of Mini Z compatible pack, it's already included. And then you get the ability to pair your Noble with this. So I'm gonna try and just upgrade and modify a ready-to-run to start. And then if I'm plateaued and we run into an issue and I want more speed and more tuning ability, then maybe I'll dip my toes in the Evo world. But I resisted getting into Mini Z a long time because I felt like they were too expensive. These cars are kind of the price of a 10 scale car. So I didn't want to pay that for a little tiny car. I kind of, as I've been doing it now, I kind of get it why. I have to engineer the scale down smaller, as well as they kind of have the market cornered when it comes to Mini Z. If you're going to participate in a Mini Z league, everything has to be officially Mini Z parts. Oh my goodness, they put screws. I expected zip ties. They put screws on the bottom. I need to get my screwdriver out so I can get this car off. I thought my other one was zip tied. Maybe I don't remember. Hopefully I got a little screwdriver. Also, because these are Kyoshos, very similar to Tamiya's, they are not Phillips-based screws on these. It looks like a Phillips-based screw. Phillips is a North American type of screw. These are JIS screws. You can make a Phillips work, but getting a Japanese screw driver fits much better than a Phillips-based screwdriver. So if you're gonna be playing around with Tamiya's a lot, or if you're gonna be playing around with Kyoshos a lot, invest in a JIS type screwdriver. It will make your life much easier for getting screws in and out without stripping them. All right. Nice body, beautiful body. Let's take a look at this. While I'm doing this, if you guys have any questions on this stuff, let me know, or anything else that I've been doing lately. We can have a little bit of a Q&A while I'm getting this car set up. This is my first time looking at an MR04 LM in person, so we're taking a look at how it comes out of the box. We got a warning sticker on here. It says warning hot motor. So the peel off label before running. So they're just telling you when you run it, it gets really hot. Don't stick your finger on there because you might burn yourself. So let's peel that sticker off. And one of the things that has changed, or not changed, I should say, when I was doing some research on getting this MR04 LM, that's nice, you get some nice sticker residue on your brand new motor as you open it. Not ideal. The MR03 LM cars used a special LM rear pod and a special LM rear diff, which this has as an MR04, but it did not change. When you look at the exploded parts diagram for an MR04 based LM car, this is the exact same MR03 rear pod. So let's just take a look at it. To get the body off on a Kyosho Mini Z, you kind of pull from the sides and you lift off. All the Mini Zs are hard shell bodies, hard bodies. And if you're racing in a league that's a Kyosho Mini Z league for box stock, you do have to be running the official Kyosho auto scale type bodies, which are these. If you get into the higher end classes, then you have a little bit more leeway in what you can run. Wow, this is a very tight fit. How do you get these off of here? This is a little different than the I'm looking at how it keys in. So the way that the little side pods work, I'm not seeing a little groove like it is on the touring cars. This is my first time ever working on a LM. Oh, it's got the gray top. Got the gray topper, like the anniversary edition Evo, which I didn't expect. It doesn't mean anything, it's just a different look. It's got some gold stickers and the gray top. So this is the MR04 chassis with an LM rear pod. So MR04 front end. The steering angle is maybe a little bit more, but the difference here is that all of this is all plastic now, but it's integrated kingpin and steering knuckle all in one. Again, this is a detail that you can't really tell on my live stream front camera, but when we get into other future videos down the road, when I'm racing this, I'll get in here with a better camera so you can see some details. But yeah, the front end geometry is the biggest change on the MR04. The other apparent difference is that the MR04 electronics is stronger. It has, I believe someone told me it has more MOSFETs. So it gives you a little bit more smoother, more powerful running type system. We're looking at the rear end now. The rear end diff is certainly bigger on the LM car. And on it, if you're getting a LM rear pod, oh, it even has a, oh my goodness, I didn't expect that. We've got a friction, we've got a disc. That is an upgrade. I absolutely was not expecting to see that. So we've got a disc-based friction slider out of a stock MR04. That is a big upgrade on an Evo or any other Mini Z trying to get that little disc-based damper. You do not get that. I wish I had brought my other car to show you the difference, but we'll do that in future videos. So I'm stoked to see that. This is still a friction damper, but having that, what do they call those? It's not a T-plate. The T-plate is kind of your standard bottom. This is the T-plate on the bottom. But on the top, this is, I believe it's just called a friction disc or disc damper. So that's awesome. It allows you to have more side-to-side movement and up-down movement, because normally that is a fixed position on the pod that doesn't move like that. So that's great. I'm excited about that. What I am going to struggle with is tire. The LM tires are bigger diameter and wider. And this is where it gets into a little bit of a gray area with racing an LM, because this tire and wheel combo is illegal in fully box stock Mini Z racing. So if I want to be running this in my competitive league, I probably do need to swap out my rear tire, and that's something I'm going to be trying to figure out is with the body and going to a more touring car style tire, it's going to look a little goofy, but will it ride too low? And will the body be rubbing? So that stuff we're not going to be able to figure out today because they don't have any other tires in stock, and I didn't think to bring my other wheels with me, so I don't believe I have them here to try that. No, they're in my other kit. I just remembered they're home. Anyway, so yeah, this is a beautiful looking car. I am already more impressed with this out of the box than I expected to be, and because of that disc on the top, as well as just the look of it, having the gray plastics is just a nice premium look. This is my first time ever seeing one of these. Also, I don't recall, when I was looking at some other MR04s, I don't remember there being that little metal shim there on the bottom. Maybe they've shimmed these a little bit different, because this is now the kind of, what, the third or fourth batch of MR04s that have come out. The MR04 started out with the Evo, and then the MR04, the first ready to run MR04s were that C8R that I talked about, and people were just complaining that when you take a front end hit, it either breaks the knuckle or there's so much flex in the front end that it pops the link out of the bottom, because these have the hinge pin flip already done to them in the way that they've been designed. So the geometry of this knuckle is kind of upside down versus the previous generation, but it also has less parts. And because of what they did there, where they flipped it and kept it more plastic, the flex allows it to kind of pop all the way out of the bottom. So I'm wondering if on this LM car, that metal shim, I'm wondering if that's going to prevent it from popping out, because I don't recall seeing that on another 04. If we get a chance, we'll maybe go talk to Jeff and see if he's got a 04 out of the box that, that we can compare, but that's pretty cool. So I'm going to continue with getting this set up, but just what you also get in the box. Just remembered we're doing an unboxing. I should show you what else you get in the box. The other benefit of buying the ready-to-run Kyosho Mini Z's is you're getting the, I've already mentioned it, you're getting the receiver built into the car. That's a big deal. That's a $70 Canadian part to get a race spec receiver in your Evo. And they're expensive because they're so small. They need to be able to fit under this little front mount here, like totally hidden, right? The other thing you're getting with the ready to run is you're getting some nice stuff. I don't know if you get these in the Evos, but you're just getting a little bit of an extra parts kit. I think this is normal with almost all of them. You're getting some traffic cones so you can set up your own little course for practice. But of course, it's a ready to run. You're getting a radio. I don't plan on using it, but it's already saved me a couple times. There's one time when I came here to do some practice, I forgot my Noble at home, and the ready to run radio saved me. So because the ready to run radio pairs with the stock Mini Z, I could just use any other, you know, bind it on the fly, boom, ready to go. And this radio isn't that bad. It's the only thing that's really lacking is you're missing out on some of the curve ability of having a programmable screen where you can run exponential and curves. But this has a, these knobs have the ability to run a dual rate and stuff like that. So you can adjust your steering angle, because out of the box, these are very much like a TT02 where they have too much steering out the box. So you want to dial down your steering endpoint. So you don't want to be having that much steering or you will be spinning out on track. You probably want at most 50% of it. That looks like nothing on camera, but you probably want about 50% of it versus all of it, because these are rear wheel drive and they will spin out on you. So it's a fun league though, because everything's on a similar pace. When you're racing box stock, everyone's got a similar speed car. It's really rewarding to get your lines right and be able to see how you can make up speed on the track by just getting the track figured out. All right, so we are not going to be using this radio. I'm just going to put this back, but they are pretty good. They come with a foam on the wheel, and the trigger feel isn't terrible. Also, if you've got kids, you probably want to keep this because they can wrap their little hands around this, and although this spacing is a little deep, the size of this grip is small enough where a child's hands can get on it a little bit better. So versus a full radio. All right, so since I don't have any upgrade parts, we are going to try it fully box stock tire. These tires are typically, when you get a ready-to-run Kyosho, that's the other thing, you don't want to race on the tires that they come with out the box. They're just too hard. So almost all of the racers end up putting the softest tire you can on the rear. And then I've been liking a combo of putting a 10 shore on the rear and a 30 shore on the front. The higher the number, the harder it is. So a 10 is considered a super soft in Kyosho terms, and a 30 is, well, I've only seen a range of 40 through 10. So typically I run a 20% delta of front to back, and that seemed to handle the best for me. The other thing I did on my box stock MR03 was I changed the front springs. There are, you cannot see that, but because they're black, there are little black springs on the inner side of that hinge pin. That piece that's going down on the inside is pressing on a spring, and there's spring kits you can get. I don't know if this is necessary or not, but the spring kits are different between MR04 and MR03. So I only have an MR03 spring kit, and it is not with me. Anyway, we're going to try and run this box stock on track and see what that's like. So these little wings are what holds the batteries in, and you just kind of pinch them up and out, and they pop off. And I got to get these plastic mounts out that were used to hold. Yeah, my other car definitely didn't have this. This is new. I don't remember that on the MR03. So now the batteries are free. I can put in my Genzace AAAs. So thank you to Genzace. I did buy these, but Genzace has been an excellent sponsor of the channel. Okay, these are marked by polarity, and we will go through getting it paired to my radio. Thank you to the 5 people who are watching it live. This will end up being rendered and saved onto the channel for perpetuity. But thank you to the 5 people that are watching. If you have any questions and you want to type in the chat, let me know. All right, so batteries are in. We're just going to do a quick little test. The power button on these is in the very bottom, in the middle of the channel. So we turn it on. We got a red light. Oh, the other thing I forgot is about transponders. This doesn't have a transponder on it at the box. That is something that you do want to do for racing. It is an infrared-based system. I talked about that in my other video. If you look on my channel, my first Mini Z experience, go watch that video. I talk all about how the transponders work, what you need to do for that. So I won't be able to get lap times on this today because I don't have a transponder. I'll have to ask Jeff from Hobby Hideaway if he has any in stock. He's been trying to do very well on keeping all the racer equipment in, but honestly, after we started doing it and then I started sharing we were doing it, we got a little bit more participation than he was expecting, so we bought him out of a lot of stuff. And he's been trying to get more stuff in to keep up with the demand. So just have a little bit of patience, and Hobby Hideaway will try and get you some stuff. My other hobby shop sponsor is 110 Hobbies. They're in Pembroke, Ontario. Now, I don't get there often because they're 2 to 3 hours away from my current location. But they also do Mini Z, and they carry Mini Z stuff in stock. So if you're looking for Mini Zs or parts and you want to order them in, check out Hobby Hideaway website as well as 110 Hobbies website, as they carry it for Canada. If you're looking to just get some stuff and have it shipped without having to do any kind of inter-border nonsense and worried about tariffs and this and that, what's going to happen in the next week, nobody knows. Nobody knows what's going to happen. We're all wondering. Okay. Let's, so we got that powered on. We're gonna do the bind procedure. My radio, turn on the Noble. This is the old Noble, the original. I've got the FlySky FHSS module in the handle. It's an upgrade. It's a chip you put in, and it lets us do dual protocol. So it lets you run the FlySky stuff for your FlySky, native receivers, as well as it lets you pair to the ready-to-run receiver that's built in to this guy. So I am set up on my new, this is all backwards. You can't read it anyway because it's all backwards front camera. So I'm set up a new model, MR04 LM. I'm going to go into settings, RX set, RX interface protocol. Nope, wrong. There is a thing where we do need to choose servo frequency. Nope. iBus frequency. I've done a firmware upgrade since I last did this, so I need to find it. We'll just try bind set. I thought I had to choose PWM. I used to see there was a, kind of when you're choosing your protocol in the radio menu, there's an option for Mini Z, and there's Mini Z FHSS, which is box stock. There's Mini Z Evo, which is the original Evo, and then there's Mini Z Evo 2. I don't know what the difference is. Maybe there's an Evo 2 receiver coming. I'm not aware of it being any different because, like I said, the Evos do not come with this receiver built in. This is another benefit of going to the box stock, is that you get a receiver built into it. It's not, maybe not as good, but it's free because it's included. All right, I got to try and figure out where I go to get this binding set up. We're gonna go, no, it's not system. It should be an RX set. Bind set, classic RX. Well, we'll just, maybe it's automatic now. This looks different. So in order to bind a Mini Z, you want it to be off. You want to have your steering as centered as possible. This matters when you're binding with any other radio. This very much matters on how you have the steering set. So you do not want to bind it with your steering like this. You want to make sure your steering is as straight as possible because it's going to set your 0 points when you bind. There is a trick to reset that later if you need to, although I don't remember how to do it at this point. There is a trick, which I do need to make a future video about, of how to do that if you bind and then your trims are way off. So we're going to, there's a little button right there. You're going to hold that down while turning it on. and it's going to go into a fast blink. So now it's looking for its bind, and I'm going to go start binding. And we're going to go back, and it didn't work. It did not work because I'm not on the right protocol. I need to figure out how to get this set up for the FHSS. I'm going into bind protocol, PWM, iBus. I'm just in the wrong setup. Range test, update receiver? No. Config, iBus setup, servo frequency, failsafe. I wish you could see it, but you can't see it. Bind set, enhanced. After switching, you need to rebind. Are you sure? 2RX mode. No, this is different. I wasn't expecting to run into this issue because the last time I did this, I was on a different firmware. So where the heck do you find where you change it from Fly Sky mode to Mini Z mode? Quick access, vibration, backlight, RX set, config, PWM, RSS output setup? No. Range test, update receiver. Boy, I'm really failing. We might end up having to use that ready to run radio after all. I don't want to have to. There's no reason to. I just can't find the setting that I need because I'm seeing protocols as PWM and PCM, PWM and PPM, iBus and SBus. I'm not seeing the type of frequency. Yeah, I'm gonna have to Google that later. Anyway, it is possible to bind it, but for the sake of time, I think I'm gonna have to give up on that. Shutting down. And we might just have to use the stock radio for now. I'd like to show you some laps of this running, and then we'll do a little tour around the hobby shop because we've already been streaming for almost a half an hour. A question did pop up. I just want to see what it said. Oh, does it go away? I don't think I can see it. How do I get that chat? Sorry guys, it's been a long time since I did a live, and it's been a long time since I saw. Hey JK, great unboxing. Will the hobby shop be running Mini Z racing during the summer? I think so. Yes. This series that we're in right now is going from January till April, and then I believe it's just going to reset. It's going to be like a points reset, you know, clean slate. If you won the first series, great. I think they're going to do quarterly series racing. So I'm going to need to run this ready to run radio just so we can make sure that this car works and turn some laps. I want to see you, I want to have it on track, and then we'll do a little tour of the hobby shop. I'm frustrated at myself for not knowing how to bind that Noble. I should have looked at that ahead of time. I'm really confused on why I can't find the setting that I need. Okay, blinking. Oh yeah, there's also a good point we need to figure out on this thing. So we want to make sure that, all right, it's buzzing, it bound. Okay. We have throttle, we have steering. Buzzy servo. Wow. Is that because it's not centered? Steering trim is a little bit off. Certainly is a noisier servo than the MR03. My MR03 doesn't buzz like that at all. So that's a little annoying for content, but you see what we got here, a blinking light? That means that this is in training mode. It defaults to 50% power on this when you start it up. I need to remember how to get it out of that. I think it's turn it off, hold down throttle while you turn it on. I'm doing this by memory. Did it work? Yes, no longer blinking, right? Okay, full power. So yeah, it's hold down trigger while turn it on. Now we can run some laps. A fully fully box stock MR04 LM with no modifications done to it. We'll see if I can get around the track. I'm finding this body a little bit tougher to get on than the touring cars. Okay, what a beautiful car. Boy, I really like the look of that. That's a shelf queen if any, but I'm gonna get it all scuffed up for racing. So let's go and try and turn some laps. I'm gonna try and set you guys. No, you're too. I'm gonna have to hold you, and I can't see what's happening because I'm running front camera. I'm gonna maybe try it from over here. Yeah, that's an okay view. All right. Thank you to the 8 people that are watching. We're going to do the first laps ever with an MR04 LM Kyosho box stock. Ready to run. I'm going to have to stand over here so I can see. And let me just raise this camera a little bit so we can get a nice car. Hello from Round Rock, Texas. All right, MR04 LM, first laps. Ooh, tires are cold. Yeah, spinny, spinny. So I did not turn down my steering. I do want to do that because you see how much I can spin this? Too much steering, right? So we want to turn down the steering dual rate a bit. We want to turn that down. Also, that buzziness was awful. So we're going to turn that down a bit. Have to be a little bit more careful if we're coming on the power. So we want to have a little bit. Less steering. And yeah, it's more. I wish I had some lap times to show you what's a good lap or not. Oh, that was a good run until I spun out. All right, the thing I forgot to mention about the box stocks is the box stocks run in a 6-tooth pinion. You do get more pinions in the box. In this pack, you get a 6-tooth, a 7-tooth, an 8-tooth, and I believe you get a 9-tooth as well. So you can gear up. You can certainly gear up. So when I do more competitive racing, we're down here. I'm going to get this car set up with a softer rear tire, a slightly softer front tire, ideally. Probably going to gear it up 1 tooth. I've been liking this on a 8-tooth pinion, but this has a bigger rear tire, so I think I'm going to want to run 1 less pinion tooth on that bigger rear tire. And then I just need to start turning laps. I got to get my Noble paired to it where I can add a bit of curve to make it a little bit nicer. So yeah, that's my brand new MR04 LM. What a beauty car. I really like how it looks. I'm happy that it's as vibrant in person as I expected it to be. It's really awesome. Shut up, servo. All right, let's do a walk around the hobby shop. I'm in the back end of Hobby Highway right now. This hobby shop is in Orleans, Ontario on Youville Drive. This track is taking up about half of the shop. The rest of it is a pit area that's been built up because, great idea by this hobby shop owner, he's made an event-based hobby shop. So they are doing events every week and every weekend. Wednesday nights, racing Mini-Z. Weekends, racing Tamiya 4-wheel drive, the little slot cars, I've done a video on those as well. So on either side of this back end of the shop is storage and pits. So this is where the track changes. This is the Tamiya mini four-wheel drive track that gets deployed when the Z track gets pulled up, and the employees are doing that twice a week. So pitting on this side, nice little snack bar on this side, parking lot in the back, air compressor, and let's just walk forward, and we're gonna head into the hobby shop area now. I'm doing a live stream, Jeff. Hope you're okay with me showing off your stuff. All right, he's talking in the office. All right, this is a stack of cars. They're for sale. That's a lot of tracks and stuff. I'll just show you here. He's got 4-Trek Drift, Vortex Sport, Stampede 4x4, a Mini Max, Rustler 4x4, another Mini Max, a Bandit, a Slash 4x4 brushless, and some stuff down at the bottom here, a Mini 4 MT, and a TRX4M trailer. That's cool. TRX4 MT. This is just some of his nice stuff that he's taken out to kind of show off. He's got one of the special edition Snap-on. That's pretty cool. That's a Traxxas in disguise. He's got this nice little trophy shelf here that he's been building out. These are some of his more deluxe mini four-wheel drive builds. So these are the type of cars that they run on the weekend. These are the Tamiya mini four-wheel drives. They run on a slot track, and on these you can adjust the bodies and the tires and the setup and all that stuff. There's different classes for this as well, so I've made a video on that. You can watch that too. Some of the trophies and stuff, some nice things on display, an original Grasshopper, an original Hornet, and then stuff for sale. A Wild One off-road, a Hornet Evo for sale. Pretty awesome, as well as a Hot Shot 2. If you guys are into the Tamiya stuff, he likes the Tamiyas as well. Quite a few Tamiyas for sale. There's more on this side of the shelf. Over here we've got an original Grasshopper, some Drift TT02s, a bunch of TT02 race cars, because the other thing that we do twice a month, we're racing TT02s. So he's stocked up on TT02s, and down here we got a couple of lunchboxes. Over on this side of the track, we have a lot of Kyosho stuff. So here is a build out of some of the vintage re-release Kyoshos. The Kyosho Datsun, really nice. RC four-wheel drive, Black Beauty, as well as there used to be the rust bucket set up, but he just opened it and is playing with it. Pretty nice. The rust bucket RC four-wheel drive. But for the racers, this is the stuff you want to know about for the racers. So I'm in the front half of the store now. This is the cashier section, but this side of the store, this here is all the batteries and the Mini Z stuff. So this is our little Mini Z stuff that's in stock right now. You can tell the difference between the MR03 and the MR04 by the shade of the cards. I believe that all these tires are cross compatible, but there is a difference in what they look like. So anyway, this whole section is currently Mini Z, and it is planning to be expanded. This whole section is Tamiya four-wheel drive stuff. So that's the slot car stuff. I call it a slot car. I don't know what else to call it because it's running in a slot. But all the bearings, all the upgrades, all the braking systems, all of the upgrade parts. And here are the kits. These are the kits for the mini four-wheel drive. And there's a lot of choices that you can get on these. Mini Zs. He has quite a few Mini Zs in stock. Here's the LM03. Here's one of the older models. Pretty nice. That's the current in stock Mini Zs. Over here is all the models and the paints. So here are some of the plastic models that you can build out. Here's some of the RC cars and trucks that are out on display that have been opened up so you to look at. More models and puzzles and paints. He's got a good selection of paints going on. All the Tamiya, TM, PS, as well as a lot of the other modeling equipment. Here's Adam working at the cash, and that's pretty much the tour. This is the roundabout overview of Hobby Hideaway. So yeah, if you're interested in getting into weekly racing in either the Tamiya's four-wheel drive or the Mini Z's, certainly come check it out. Orleans, Ontario. I think that's gonna wrap up my video for today. I've done everything I want to show you. I'll get more upgrades going on with that Kyosho MR04 LM when they come in. So I'll be trying to track down that softer tire in an LM size. If you know anyone who has one, I'm certainly in the market. All right, guys, thank you for the 13 people that watched live. And that's all right, F3, you can watch it later. I'm just gonna end the stream here now, shortly. And I appreciate everyone who was watching. Thank you very much. 40 minutes, long stream for me. But thank you very much. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. If you're new here, subscribe. You want to talk to me, leave a comment down below. As always, thanks for watching. Signing off from Hobby Hideaway in Orleans, Ontario. Mini Z every Wednesday night, and Tamiya four-wheel drive racing every weekend. Thanks for watching. Thank you. I've been trying.